Hi, Susan. Welcome back today.
Hi.
So can you tell me kind of how things have been going this past week since last time we spoke?
Yeah, it's kind of been the same.
Really?
Yeah. I just, oh, it's just rough.
Yeah. At home?
Yeah, rough. I just feel so isolated and lonely, and it just makes me sad, and I just,
Yeah. How has it kind of been going with your husband lately?
Oh, he's still the same, still being abusive emotionally and not physically, but I'm afraid it's going to go there.
Mm-hmm.
His words just keep getting more intense.
Yeah.
And more hurtful. He's calling me names, and I just can't take it. I go lock myself in the bathroom so I don't have to hear him.
Mm-hmm.
When I say I think it might be physical, is like, for example, when I locked myself in the bathroom, he came in there and was banging really hard on the door and yelling at me, telling me to open the fucking door. Get the fuck out here. I'm going to talk to you, and that scared me, and I just stayed in there until he left. He was so mad that he left, so it's getting pretty intense.
So what do you think kind of triggers him being so upset and so frustrated with you?
Well, ever since we had that miscarriage, he wants to have another baby, but after that, I don't know if I'm ready to move forward with that. I'm still grieving over that loss.
Right.
I do want to have children with him, but if he's like that, I don't know if I want to bring a baby around that. But other than that, he's just not allowing me that time to grieve. He wants to instantly have another child, and he's upset because I'm not on board with that.
Do you think that he kind of feels like, is he like running out of time, or what do you think is kind of his thought process about this?
That he's always wanted to have a child, and maybe it is, I really don't know if it's he's out of time or what. It just seems like, once we got pregnant, everything was fine, and then when this happened, he turned totally a 360.
So is it kind of like he's blaming you? Does that kind of how you feel for it?
Yes, I feel like I'm being blamed for it. Like it was my fault that I lost the baby, just because I was pregnant. And,
which it's definitely not your fault.
Yeah, it's not my fault. And, that just adds more to, because I'm still trying to come to terms with, what happened? Where did I go wrong? The doctor said I was healthy, and all that. I just, that maybe it just wasn't time for me to have a baby.
Yeah.
And I feel him pressuring me to have another one is what.
And you're just not ready.
No, I'm not. Because I'm still dealing with the loss of this one, where I just have isolated myself from everybody. I don't want to talk to nobody, my friends or family about it, or anything.
Yeah. So, have you not told Issel about this or anything?
No, just you.
Okay. Do you think that, could you kind of tell me about how you think that your family would react to it?
Well, my family like him. They don't know, of course, how he's treating me. I think that I don't want to tarnish his image to them or my friends or family. They're very respectful, towards him. And I think that maybe if I told them that, maybe that they may look at me like I'm the problem.
What kind of image does he give off when he's around your family?
That he's a happy, loving husband, son-in-law. He's perfect,
So it's kind of flip a switch whenever y'all are going somewhere?
Yes. Yeah.
Kind of difficult for you to kind of keep up with?
Yes. And even with his colleagues and mine, they think that we're this, perfect couple, respected well in the community, and that's something I don't want to lose either, with us. It's just very hard, because like I said, I feel isolated and I don't know where to go about this.
Yeah. Do you have a close friend or kind of like best friend or anything?
Yeah. My sister,
Mm-hmm.
I tell her a little bit, but not too much because I'm afraid she might tell my mom and
Yeah.
dad, and I don't want
Mm-hmm.
them involved. I'm hoping that um, the more I talk with her, and maybe get some confidentiality out of
Right.
her, that I might be a little bit more open with it. But it's a start.
Mm-hmm.
She is there for me.
Mm-hmm.
And of course she's asking me, what's going on, sis? You've been like this, and I just kind of play it off. But I just feel that maybe the more I talk with her, maybe that she might, confide with me and not tell her mom and dad what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But kind of at this point, she's just a little bit support system, but it's a start.
Mm-hmm. So would you kind of like to gradually get to the point of being able to tell her a little bit more?
Yes,
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Kind of get that weight off your shoulders a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely.
Great. So can you kind of walk me through, what does your daily schedule look like in your interactions with your husband? How are they currently?
Well, I work all day, and when I get off, it's about maybe 6, and then he gets home at 7. He works the long shift. I have dinner ready for him. He comes in. He, has changes clothes, and we come and sit on the couch for about 10 minutes. While I'm getting dinner served, and it's like when we have dinner is when the conversation comes up. Well, when are we gonna start having a family? I think it's time to move on.
Yeah.
And then it seems like after them 2 questions are given, that's when his voice intensifies. And he's just on me, calling me names like bitch, why are we, even married? If we can't have a family, I'm no good. Just horrible things like that. I don't say anything. I mean, what can I say? I don't want to get hit. Sometimes it looks like that I might, so I just submissive to it. And then after he's done having his rant, I just put my napkin down and I go into the bathroom, and that's where I sit.
Yeah. So what do you kind of do to make yourself feel better?
Well, when I'm at work or when I have a lunch break, I will go to the park or sit in my car, and I'll grieve, over the loss of the baby. I try to process it as best as I can. What that looks like is maybe just telling myself that it wasn't time. It wasn't my time. And asking, with the time that I have, what can I be doing in this time to better prepare myself for another baby? I think about, do I need to work out more? Do I need to change my diet? That way I'm able to, conceive. I told I was healthy, but still, in my mind, I'm like, well, where did I go wrong with my body? And then I try to think about, why is he being verbal to me? I mean, I haven't done anything wrong. So that's where I come to you, is taking that upon myself to help myself mentally, process, the loss. Because I know I'm not at fault with it. And, and I've accepted that law, that it's not my fault. But at the same time, I need to talk about my feelings, and I self-talk myself at the park when I'm walking or in the car, it's not my fault, it's just not, the timing's not right, so what can I do in this time that I have to prepare myself for it? And I'm kind of at a standstill there because I'm really not quite sure, because I think I'm doing everything right, but then again, I don't know. But still, I had that mental block of him calling me a bitch. I'm no good. Why am I even married to you? We can't have a family. The pressure of that is just unbearable. And I know that. I'm just thinking, you need therapy.
Yeah.
Why are you bothering me? But, I'm not going to say that to him because he might hit me.
Right.
And so right now, like I say, I just go lock myself in the bathroom until he winds down, and even if he doesn't wind down, and when I come out, I make excuses to leave, like, oh, I gotta go grocery shopping. Do you need anything? I try to get out of the house that way. When I get back, he's asleep, and I don't have to deal with it.
Right. Well, first off, I want to affirm you in saying that that's wonderful that you do self-talk yourself. It isn't your fault. A miscarriage is definitely not your fault, and there's no control over that, and you're not doing anything wrong. Your body didn't do anything. Also, coming here is really incredible. The fact that you are seeing a therapist and kind of trying to talk this through with somebody is really wonderful. Something that I was kind of thinking about, since you don't want to talk to your family about it yet, and you're just not really ready, I could look into some support groups kind of for moms who have suffered miscarriages and kind of don't really want to expose it to their friends or their family.
Sure.
There's kind of some small support groups that are really great, in addition to therapy sessions, that kind of provide a little bit of support, and there's confidentiality between everybody, and it's kind of just like an emotional support system among people who don't really know each other, but they're going through the same thing. And so I think that would be something that we should look into. That would be great, that you could go to in addition to this if you're interested.
That sounds perfect. I mean, when you mentioned that, there's just this thing like, oh my God, my mind has been so chaotic. I mean, and fuzzy. That would be perfect.
Sure. Well, I can definitely look into which one would be great and which one would be close to where you live, so it would be too inconvenient for you as well. And maybe we could try and set some goals here while we're here at therapy of some different things that you would like to see kind of change at home.
Sure.
So, I was kind of thinking for goals, what would you like to kind of happen in order for you to be able to talk to your sister more about this?
I would like it if my sister would be more open to not telling my parents. But see, I hadn't thought about how I would come about telling her the words, because if I say, hey, I got something, I tell you that you can't tell mom and dad, it's like, ooh, what is it? And I'm afraid she'll say, okay, I'll tell her, and she's going to run and go talk to them.
Right. So are you kind of trying to feel out if she would or not?
Yeah, feel her out. Yeah, that's what I need to do.
How has it kind of been in the past with her, if you told her something in confidence?
She went tell my parents. Yeah, she told them, so.
Right. So if there's someone to talk to about, would you want it to be your sister?
Definitely.
Okay. So maybe a goal that we could set with her is kind of trying to, maybe you could like preface it with her and say, like, I need to talk to you about something that's kind of important, and kind of just see where she stands with that, and maybe really weigh in on that it's really important. I definitely encourage you to talk to a friend so that you could have a support system. I think that having kind of that one outlet is really great when you're ready, of course, besides talking to me. And so that could be definitely a goal that we could set with her. What about with your husband? What are some things that you think could benefit your relationship at home? Do you kind of think that you could suggest at some point him talking to somebody or going to grief counseling, or what do you kind of think would benefit your husband at home to help your relationship?
He needs anger management classes. Yes. First off, I would like to go to a grief support group with him to address his grieving, because maybe him being mean like that and ugly is because he's not. Maybe that's his way of grieving, but that's a negative way of grieving.
Right.
So for him, I would really like for him to own up to his own grief and quit taking it out on me.
Right. Would you like to go with him to grief counseling?
If he would go, yes.
Yeah.
If he would go, definitely. I mean, I love him. He was a great guy until this happened. It still doesn't change my feelings for him. But, I really would like for him to own up to his own actions. he continues to do this, I may not have a choice but to leave because I'm not going to get hit. I will
Right.
leave before that happens.
Mm-hmm. So maybe the goal with your husband that we could set is just opening the conversation one night. Maybe whenever you're eating dinner together, sitting down, maybe just opening it and seeing kind of if he would be open to grief counseling or how he would feel about it. That's a starting point for sure.
Yeah, we could talk about that. But again, like I said, when we had dinner the other night,
Mm-hmm.
he was getting really intensified,
Mm-hmm.
or to a point where I had to go to the bathroom because I was scared if he might hit me or push me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm
Right.
ready for that kind of conversation yet.
Right, which is totally understandable. So
I'd like to see that in the future, but
mm-hmm.
I'm not really ready to address that with him yet.
Well, maybe that could be a goal that we kind of come back to in a couple of sessions.
Okay.
We can kind of see if over the next couple of weeks, if there's ever a moment here and there that your husband is kind of calm and back to himself a little bit when he's around you.
Mm-hmm.
On a scale of 1 to 100%, what do you kind of think? Where does he kind of fall as in always being upset with you? Like, is it as
maybe,
100 being the most?
Maybe 60.
60?
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. At least there's still 40% that sometimes he's not angry with you or upset with you.
Well, he's only like that because it's football season. So
okay, fantasy football is going on.
Fantasy football, Steelers are playing, so that's kind of given me a little bit of leeway to just deal with myself.
Right.
But once that's over with, all he does is just work,
Mm-hmm.
and he has his own activities, But I just really think that he needs to address himself,
Mm-hmm.
But he's a guy,
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't want to own up to that. He comes from a family that they don't talk to therapists.
Mm-hmm.
They think that they can handle it on their own.
Right.
But like you said, I think that's something. Let's let it go, progress a little bit further with you and I.
Okay.
Because right now I just feel really scared at this point, addressing that to him.
Well, maybe once I get that referral out for that support group, maybe that would be a great thing. Kind of
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that because, like I said, I've been so scatterbrained and trying to do things on my own. That is perfect because if I can't talk to my sister,
mm-hmm.
then I got these strangers that are confident, from confidentiality, they're not going to tell anybody and they don't know anybody, and they share my experience. So I really like that goal.
And maybe that would be an area that you could ask how their husbands are dealing with it, so you could kind of figure out how they've addressed it with their husbands or something.
Oh my gosh, yes, that would be so great because, like I said, I just don't know. I just don't know where to begin and where to start.
Right. Well, you can definitely, obviously, keep coming back to me and we can keep working through it. And I will definitely put that referral out so that you can start attending a support group as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So I can definitely send you the email of where I find. So maybe you could choose between a couple.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be open to that?
Sure.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. I think that we covered a lot of ground with the goals today. I think that kind of finding a time to talk to your sister about it or kind of just feeling it out, maybe just opening that door with her is a great place to start. And we'll kind of regroup when we meet next session if that sounds great to you.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, great. I will be in touch with the referrals.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Good to see you, Susan.
All right. Thanks. Have a good day.